You're listening to the Holistic Health Front podcast.
Whether you've already taken steps towards a healthier life,
or you're just starting to explore this path,
this podcast aims to help all of us live longer and more energized lives,
so we can all do the things we want and be the person we know we can be.
We bring on functional health experts, parents, professionals, and everyday people who want to make positive changes in their lives.
And we create powerful conversations about how to feel good in a fun, easy, and understandable way,
so you can live the most fulfilling life possible.
Enjoy today's discussion and let us hear your thoughts in our Powerful People Facebook group.
The information presented in this podcast is not meant to diagnose, treat, cure, prevent, or mitigate any disease.
If you have any questions about your health or the health of a loved one, please consult your healthcare practitioner.
Now let's begin.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Holistic Health Front podcast. And for those of you who celebrate it, I know today is Christmas Day, so Merry Christmas to those of you who celebrate it, and Happy Holiday Season to everybody else. As always, we are the Holistic Health Front. I'm Tyler. We're here with Stephanie.
Hi, guys. How's it going? Happy holidays.
Courtney.
Greetings. I hope everything is going well for everyone. Thank you so much for listening today.
And Shannon.
Happy holidays, everybody. Glad you're with us.
Yeah, thanks, everyone. So we're going to keep today pretty casual and pretty chill. And I just realized as I was doing the intro that when I move in my chair, I tend to move when I talk, and I realize I have a squeaky chair. I'm at my grandma's. I'm not in my usual place right now because it's the holidays, so I'm having to find my own unique ways to survive the holidays, even though it's absolutely amazing and a big blessing and everything. And that's kind of going to be the theme of our conversation today, is just how to survive the madness that are the holidays. You know, we were talking before this call about how Stephanie rented out a house and had 30 to 40 people in a house to celebrate Thanksgiving, and Shannon mentioned that she's going to be driving from, several hours from one major city to another. So I know there's a lot of madness that goes with the holidays, and in my case, grandma's threatening me with a pie.
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
So I thought we could talk about, how can we eat the pie and feel good too? Yeah,
I love that. I think that's great. That's great. Anybody want to get started? So today, you guys, just so you know, we literally are in our way of surviving the holidays is to not plan for this podcast. We decided we were all going to get on here together and just have a casual, authentic conversation about our holidays and our plans and what we do for ourselves and with our loved ones. So we don't have any special outline for today. So who wants to get started? Anybody want to jump in?
I would like to mention this pie situation that's been brought up. I am a huge fan of apple pie. I am a little particular about it. So now how to have the pie and enjoy it means I make it. So I go find my gluten-free crust, which doesn't taste any different to me than any other crust. I have made pie crust once, so I can check that off my life box. I'm not going to do it again and go buy that stuff because I got to survive, right? And then I get organic apples and slice those up. I don't use as much sugar, but all of my ingredients are organic. So if I'm going to eat all the sugar, it's all going to be clean as I can find it, right? As clean as I can afford it. Then I make it. Now, I don't like ice cream. I don't like whipped cream. So you can have my portion. I don't mind sharing it all. You can have it all. But yeah, that's how I have my pie and enjoy it too. And last night I had it for dinner.
Awesome. Well, nice. I'm going to have to jump in because I make homemade ice cream, and I do like ice cream on my pie. And I'm kind of like Shannon. I literally buy organic creamer, organic milk, organic half and half, organic sugar, organic eggs. Everything that I do with my ice cream is organic, and it's homemade. And it's blessed with love and joy and just the fun of the holidays. So the vibration of homemade food, whether Shannon's making the pie and I'm making the ice cream for it, it really does just kind of help, change up how you think about what you're eating. So I'm going to jump on I know you won't put ice cream on your pie, but I'm going to put my ice cream on your pie. Okay.
Well, since you made the ice cream, I'll be happy to try a tablespoon's worth. We'll see.
Okay, sounds good. All right.
And I'll be happy to enjoy the pie that Shannon makes and the ice cream that Stephanie churns. Sounds
Absolutely
perfect. I'll be right over.
I'll say this. I've been staying with my grandma for the past week, and my grandma makes amazing apple pie. She does everything homemade from scratch, and she finally showed me her secret. She sat me down in the kitchen, and we made some pies together. And I'll tell you this: she does not buy any of the organic anything. She's getting the whatever is affordable / whatever is tasty. She's not thinking organic. She's not thinking reduced sugar, any of that. So I had to look at the matrix while she was making it, and part of me was like, but then the other part of me was like, I'm still going to eat it.
Well, absolutely. And one of the things I want to talk about is the actual vibration and energy that goes into making food. I think I'm an energy healer from way back, so I have to talk about that. But literally, what your grandma's doing with the love and the experience and the wisdom of her family gathering and, her, like you said, her secret recipe, it's the best kind of pie to eat, right? I mean, it's got all sorts of love and high vibration in it. You have to have the pie.
Yeah, for sure.
And speaking about love and high vibration, when you're having the pie and you start to get nervous because oh my God, there might be a lot of calories in this, change that mindset if you can and fully enjoy it, because I believe your body will digest and use that pie in a much different way if you're really loving your situation than if every bite you're like, oh my God, like my grandfather used to say, a minute on the lips, forever on the hips. And if you keep saying that, it takes away from the joy, and I think it lowers the vibration of the experience. So really take your time and enjoy whatever dessert you want to enjoy during the holidays. And there are so many, and they're plentiful, and they're around every nook and cranny. They're around every corner and in every nook and cranny. So enjoy yourself as much as you can. I think that is going to be the key, instead of guilt tripping yourself or exercising for 3 hours before you go to holiday dinner.
Yeah, I completely agree with that. And even if you don't have like secret family recipe or anything like that, anything that you do together that you make as a family or anybody in your family makes, even if it's your first time ever doing Thanksgiving together, it's so special, like what goes into cooking that food. Like you said, the energy that goes into it. And so these are great times to just really cherish. I know that making all this food can be a chore. And any moms listening or aunts or whoever are listening right now that just got done doing, other people can do it too. But I'm just thinking in my life, like my aunt, I know, just spends hours in the kitchen preparing this amazing meal for us. And I hope that she can take a moment while she's cooking and everything to just feel how special that is, what she's doing for our family, take the time to appreciate that experience. And if you can help. My aunt won't let me in the kitchen. She won't let anybody help her. She's got it. But if you can help and you can all work together to make the food as a family, like there's something really special about that.
I couldn't agree more. And Tyler, you're welcome in my kitchen anytime. So we have huge, I have a large family, and our gatherings are really big, and that's part of the fun. My son is, peeling potatoes, and my daughter is over there making her special dish. Everybody is in the kitchen together, literally cooking and planning and dicing and slicing. And that's part of the fun, right? So, allow it to be a community connection for you. Don't feel like you have to do the whole thing by yourself. I know some people really pride themselves in that. And if that's something that you love, by all means do it. But if you're one of those people that's like, oh, I'm exhausted and I'm a little resentful, everybody else is watching the football game while I'm in here, invite them in. Everybody wants to pitch in and help, So, invite them in, ask them to help out, even in the smallest of ways. It definitely creates a sense of community and togetherness.
And I don't mean to be that guy, but like really cherish these moments too, because like we don't know what's going to happen in life. We don't know how many holidays we're granted with whoever in our family. I had a moment where my grandma and I were making the pies in the kitchen, and it just hit me. I'm like, I don't know how many more chances I will have to do this with her. Hopefully a lot more. I really hope a lot more, but we never know. And so it made that moment even more special. And it made it like whenever I take each bite of her pie, I slow down and I just like really like cherish that bite. And I don't just like hurry up and gobble it up. I eat it slowly and kind of almost meditate over it, like, and cherish it and feel this gratitude for it while I can still take a bite of it. Right. And the same thing when I'm sitting with her and eating a pie with her, or sitting with her at the Thanksgiving dinner table, just kind of taking a moment and being really grateful for the fact that all of these people are here with you right now on this day, because who knows? You never know. And it doesn't have to be a tragedy. It could just be that somebody might move out of the country and just aren't going to be able to be home for the holidays for the next few years or something along those lines. Right. So I know it feels like a lot of work, and I know it feels like a lot of stress, and how am I going to stay healthy, or how am I going to get all of this prepared, or who's going to do all the cleaning and all of that. Yeah, I know that there's all that goes into it, but also just remind yourself like what it's really all about. And it's really about the people that you're going to be spending it with. This episode is brought to you by oxygen and carbon dioxide. Breathe deep, breathe slow. Are you tired of nagging headaches, body pains, and feeling like you've been steamrolled by 2 p.m.? Ugh. Want to feel more alive with a clearer mind, voice, and skin?
Yep.
And not to mention getting rid of that pesky BO when the deodorant starts to wear off?
Ew.
Introducing to you today, water. Did you know that 75% of American adults are chronically dehydrated? And did you know that majority of people who are dehydrated think that they actually are hydrated? That means most people are not drinking enough water. But if they did, and they realized how much of a massive difference it makes in how they feel to be hydrated, they would realize that water can change their life. So drink more water. Aim for 96 fluid ounces per day minimum for adults. Side effects include peeing more often the first couple of weeks, but don't worry, it will slow down soon. I know I should really drink less caffeine. I just wish there was some way of getting energy in the morning without a coffee. Ah, the sun! Wait a minute. I feel good. Especially when I close my eyes and stare at the sun through my eyelids. Wow, this is great. I think I'm ready to crush this day now. Thanks, sun. The sun. Use it for free with care. We'll be getting back to the show in just a minute, but first, I want to really encourage you to join our free community on Facebook. It's called the Powerful People Community, and it's a place where you can interact with other listeners of the show, including me, our other coaches and co-hosts and everybody. And it's a place where you can ask questions publicly or anonymously. You can request episode topics, you can share your story, and celebrate with a group of really amazing people who will also be celebrating you. So we really hope to see you in the community. We think we're building something really special because we believe when you bring together a group of powerful people, there's just so many great things we can do in this world, more than we could do on our own. So we're building a special community, and we hope to talk to you there soon. Now, let's get back to the show.
I'd like to throw in that a holiday does not have to be traditional. I haven't been back where I grew up for a holiday in some years, and that is 100% choice. I don't want to travel on the holidays. I don't want to be in the plane. I don't want to be in the car. I don't. There's 363 other days of the year that we can all get together for a meal. There's a lot of other holidays, if it needs to be a holiday. There's birthdays, there's anniversaries. So don't pressure yourself to do all of that if you don't have to, if you don't want to. Speaking out to all the adults out there, I mean, your boundaries are created and kept by you. And if loving you means traveling the week after a holiday to celebrate, then do it. There's no law saying that you have to be there on that specific day. Give yourself some grace, some love. That's a part of, having the pie and enjoying it, right? Is you get to celebrate with your family and your friends when you can. It's super important. So no pressure there.
Yeah, I agree. I live out in the Caribbean, and to get to where my family lives in California, it's a minimum of 3 flights, and it's all day, each way. And I don't go home for the holidays because air travel during the holidays is crazy. And I don't want that extra added stress. And I see my family at different times of the year. In fact, my family will be coming here in June, my mom and dad, and both of my brothers and their families. So I'm really looking forward to that. And we'll have a great time in June, and we'll do plenty of cooking and plenty of family time and goofing off, and it'll be great. So that's when we're going to be able to be together all at the same time and not have the stress of the holidays.
Yeah, that's a really good point. And like Shannon said, not everybody's going to have a traditional holiday. I think sometimes there's this pressure to celebrate. We have all the commercialization and there's this ideal, what Christmas dinner looks like or what, not just Christmas, but I think about all the holidays. We have Hanukkah and we have all the other holidays that are recognized during this holiday season. But, make it what's right for you. Even if it's just, inviting a friend over and, watching a movie together with popcorn, just celebrate the way you want to celebrate and think of others that might be in a position that they're not going to have a big traditional holiday either. And, get together. It definitely, you get to create it. And I think both Courtney and Shannon said, take the pressure off of yourselves. Expectations sometimes really weigh us down. And if we can just make that small, change in how we're thinking about things, it really can help us celebrate and live in gratitude in a different way.
So enjoy, take the pressure off of yourself, and cherish the moment, whatever the moment is for you, whatever it is special, and eat the pie.
Yeah, absolutely.
Whether you're putting ice cream on it or not, eat the pie, enjoy. If you want to and look, if you want to keep, I do recommend you keep healthy habits through the holidays, right? Like if you can go for a walk today at some point. I can tell you it's snowing a lot here in Ohio, and you're going to think I'm crazy. A lot of people think I'm crazy for this, but I'm going to take my shoes and my socks off and I'm going to go put my bare feet in the snow and just feel that cold and let it it's amazing. But, this isn't scientifically based. There are studies that show cold therapy can help to, help improve your body's metabolism. And it helps me, it just makes me feel good, but I'm going to go for a walk. I'm going to put my bare feet in the snow. And besides that, I know today the gyms are closed, but I'll be going to the gym tomorrow and kind of continuing with my routine as well. But because of all that, I'm going to enjoy. I'm going to eat the pie. I'm going to have the second serving if I want it.
Absolutely.
Tyler, I want to speak to that. I'm glad you brought that up. One thing that I always keep in mind during the holidays, and my holiday starts in October because I like Halloween and my birthday is the day before. So I start celebrating holiday season in October, right? I make apple pie for my birthday too. Anyways, that's besides the point. What is my why? My why is because I don't want to be bedridden with pain from endometriosis, from my cycle. That's my why. Because when I'm bedridden, I don't get to enjoy my family. I don't get to enjoy my friends. I don't get to travel. I mean, if it's a plane, I'll suffer through it, but I'm not sitting in a car for 4 hours in that kind of pain with those kind of symptoms that I'm going to spare you on right now. But that's my why. So as I'm looking at that stuffing that I know isn't super healthy or clean, I think to myself, okay, what is this going to cost me later? Is it going to cost me anything? Will 1 teaspoon or tablespoon serving be enough to curb my curiosity? Or do I just want to pass it all together? And I don't have to have this conversation with anybody but me, myself, and I. And believe me, that's enough. I don't always need more input than that too, right? So, but I do literally have that conversation. Okay, if I go hog wild and I'm all excited and I'm celebrating and this, that, and the other, like I did in August, it's still going to impact me no matter how happy I was when I had it. So I just have to think, okay, so how much am I willing to put myself through? How long is it going to take me to detox all of this? And I make my decisions based on that. So I think that's very much a part of having the pie and eating it too is, okay, so I'm going to have this pie. What does this mean for me later? And am I willing to take that on? And if you are, go for it. And if you're not, I support you still.
Yeah. And you bring up a really good point. It's about listening to your own body and your own motivations and your own desires, asking yourself, can my body handle this? And if the answer is yes, then have the pie and the ice cream and the glass of wine and the eggnog. But if you have to pick and choose those things that are going to bring you the most joy. But one of the things that I like to recommend is that today is Christmas Day, so it's going to be a little different. I was thinking this was going to air before Christmas Day, but on Christmas Day, one of the things that you need to do is be okay asking yourself the same question about some of the mental and emotional things that occur at Christmas time. We talk a lot about food over the holidays, not just Christmas, but this entire holiday season. But what are some of the mental and emotional things that you can do to make sure that you're happy? For me, it's about setting boundaries, and I set boundaries that I keep to myself. It's like Shannon said, the only person I have this conversation with is me, myself, and I. But I'm the one that knows internally when I need to step away, because we do have such large family gatherings. Then it's okay for me to step away. It's okay for me to take Tyler's advice and go for a walk around the block. It's okay for me to remove myself from a conversation that I might not be comfortable having. We all know when you get with big groups of people, oftentimes conversations can lead into directions that not everybody's comfortable having. You don't have to stay and have a conversation that you're not comfortable having. Just politely excuse yourself. Nobody else needs to know that you've set that boundary. But I will say, make sure you know when you're going in that these are my boundaries. This is what I need to do to protect my mental and emotional health, and give yourself permission to do it. Just because it's the holidays doesn't mean you can't keep and set and keep the same boundaries that you have for yourself throughout the year. So keep that in mind, because it can be an emotional roller coaster for a lot of people.
That's a good point. And if you do decide that you're not eating the pie and you're going to continue to eat if you're going to pre-pack your meal and bring it with you and have your healthy food that you have control over, that's completely your prerogative. And nobody is allowed to guilt you into oh, come on, it's the holidays. No, if you've thought it over and you've decided for yourself that you don't feel like you're missing a whole lot by not eating the pie and you want to continue to do what you're committed to doing, then go for it. You rock. Complete support for you. Yeah. Just know that there's not a pressure. You don't have to do any of these things. If you do eat the pie today, you can come back tomorrow and get back. You can get back and beyond where you currently are. Right. And if you don't, then it's like you've worked out your resiliency muscle again, and it makes you even that more your willpower that much stronger for the future.
Yeah. Well, and it's all about listening to your internal guidance, right? That stuff that works for you. The other thing that I like to bring up is that not everybody feels the same way about the holidays. Some people like to kind of pull back and be reflective and maybe not get involved in all the activities. Others like to be in the middle of the hustle and bustle. And just recognize that everybody feels differently about the holidays. Some people might feel badly if somebody doesn't participate in a great big family activity. And sometimes people like to sit back and watch. That's the greatest joy, is being a spectator for those things. So don't assume just because somebody's not in the middle of the hustle and bustle of some activity doesn't mean they're not enjoying themselves as well. Everybody's going to express how they want to connect in their own way. And silence isn't necessarily sadness for people. So just keep that in mind. I think we tend to think that people need to celebrate the same way that we want to celebrate, and it's different for everybody. So kind of think about that and honor that when you see people choosing differently.
Amazing. Any last thoughts? I'm sure they're maybe just getting off the highway by their in-laws' house for dinner, whoever is listening to this. So maybe they've got just a couple more minutes before they arrive.
I think we should do a breathing exercise in closing before you go into your next house.
Maybe just make sure you're parked in the driveway. But
of course.
Doing that.
Of course. And, move through with gratitude. Gratitude just makes everything better. It doesn't matter if it's the food, the family, the friends, the time, the place. Live in gratitude. When you walk in somewhere, look at what's going right, not at what's going wrong. It really does change your perspective. So I love Shannon's idea about let's take some deep breaths. here on this busy holiday. Who wants to lead us in a breathing exercise?
I was thinking we could do a quick square.
Okay. A breathing square?
So do 4 counts of 4. Something like that.
Okay. All right.
So-
That'll be our last final thing. Okay.
Inhale for 4 seconds, hold it for 4 seconds, exhale for 4 seconds, hold it for 4 seconds, repeat.
Yes,
Right.
sir.
Yep. Okay, cool.
Okay. All right. All right, Shanna,
So
let's go.
everybody settle. We'll take one last regular breath. And in, for hold, exhale, hold. In, hold, exhale. In, exhale, hold. Then last one, in, hold, exhale, and hold. Just want to thank everybody for listening and joining us on this festive day. I hope everybody stays well, stays blessed, stays safe. Keep your eye
Absolutely.
on Grandma. Make sure she doesn't get run over by a reindeer.
Yeah, we don't want that.
No, we don't want that.
Absolutely. Thank you for spending time with us today, and holiday blessings and love and cheer to everybody today and throughout the rest of the new year.
Yeah, and Happy New Year.
Happy holidays, everyone.